Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you own based on, whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
At ease, it's your boy Soul Immortal. You know, you want to know why most people don't succeed? And when I say succeed, I mean as far as, you know, getting in the relationship they want to get, you know, getting the job or hitting a certain financial level they want to be at, or getting at a certain level of health they want to be at, right? The number one reason why people don't hit these goals or don't succeed in these areas is because they still have no idea on how the world works, right? See, people are still reacting to the world instead of responding to the world. See, most people don't understand that, like, this world, this planet, this universe is like a living, breathing thing, man. It's like a living, breathing mirror. But the thing is, people are sitting still, waiting on something to happen to see how they should move, as opposed to, you know, being the creators of it, right? Now, I'm not a huge fan, or let me just say this: I don't know a whole lot of things about Winston Churchill. But I do remember Neville Goddard saying something that he said at one point in time. Neville quoted him, and man, it opened my eyes to a lot of different things. And I've said this before, but Winston Churchill was talking about people and their financial success, right? And he said people think that, you know, once they get a certain, you know, dollar amount, then they'll feel a certain way. He said, but what they don't understand is once they feel this certain way, then this certain dollar amount or this certain financial success is coming to see them. And that's exactly what I'm saying, man. People are reacting instead of responding. This world is responding to us, not us, you know, not us should be responding to it. You know what I'm saying? I was looking up the other day about reacting and responding, and I found this on Google, man. And it says responding, while technically a reaction, takes into consideration the desired outcome of an interaction. A reaction may result in a positive or negative outcome, whereas a response is engineered to produce a positive or negative outcome. Reacting is emotional. Responding is emotional intelligence. I'm telling you guys, this world is moving off of us. You know what I'm saying? See, what most people do is they'll wake up in the morning, and if they cut the news on, you know, they'll watch a little news, and the news is telling them how to, you know, what they should be fearing, right? They'll cut the radio on the way to work, and this is telling them how they should carry themselves. This is telling them how they should be dressing, right? So everybody takes all this stuff and they make their moves based on this, instead of waking up saying, you know what, let me look and see what the world is presenting today, and let me see how I can, you know, use my God-given power to manipulate this thing to come out the way I want it, responding to it, right? You know, and it goes back to the whole mirror scenario, you know, which I picked it up from Bob Proctor from a program that he did back in the 70s, I believe, right? But it goes back to that, right? What people are doing on a daily basis is getting up every morning, you know, looking in the mirror, staring in the mirror, and waiting on this mirror to do something, right? In other words, if you look in the mirror and you just strike a pose, that mirror is going to give you exactly what you give it. Nothing's going to change. In other words, that mirror is reacting to you, not you reacting to it. So what people are doing is they're sitting there looking at this mirror, not moving, and they're wondering why their life is never changing. They're like, man, why do I keep attracting the same women? Why do I keep, you know, why is my financial situation the exact same? It's because you're looking in this mirror and you're not changing. You're waiting on that mirror to tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as you look in that mirror and you shave up a little bit, you cut your hair, you know, you stand tall, put your chest out, then that mirror is going to present a world that reflects that. You know what I'm saying? You look in that mirror, man, you start doing some jumping jacks. You start doing some push-ups. That mirror is going to reflect that life toward you, right? So again, it's about responding. It's about responding to what we see as opposed to reacting what we see. Now, this next thing I want to talk about is how our thoughts come into fruition, right? Because you always hear people say, people always say thoughts become things. And this is true. Thoughts do become things. But the people that are making these statements are leaving off the most, the crucial part of what they should be telling you, right? So, do thoughts become things? Yes. But in order for a thought to become a thing, it has to go through a specific process, right? See, you have to understand that the thoughts in our minds, the thoughts in most people's minds are going to be the things that they go to the grave with that would have set them free. Just because they didn't understand how to unlock those thoughts and again bring them into fruition. In order to bring a thought into fruition, one crucial element has to be implemented, right? And that's adding emotion to it. Now you hear me talk about emotion all the time. One, when I say keep it, protect your emotions away from the woman of Proverbs 5. I talk about the emotionless woman. I talk about, emotion is the creative power, because that's what it is, guys. Everything that's created in this world is created out of our emotion. Our emotion is our creative power. So when you say that thoughts become things, this is true, but only when emotion is tied to it. You know what I'm saying? Only when emotion is tied to it and sent to this spiritual realm is when it can manifest. And to be honest, that's actually a check and balance for us, because if every single thought that came to our mind came to be, this world would be pretty much chaos. So it gives us the opportunity to put thoughts in our minds and to consciously, bring these things to be. Now, the people that I talk to during my one-on-one sessions, right? Primarily the ones that talk about achieving a certain level of success. They'll say, okay, well, I want to achieve a certain level of success, right? Now, the first thing I'll say is, well, what does success look like, right? And they'll say, oh, well, I want to make 70K. I want to make, 150K. I want to make $300,000 per year, right? And I'll pause and I'll say, okay, again, what does success look like, right? And then for a moment or two, it'll just go silent, right? See, you have to understand this, guys. God, the universe, the source, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't understand that type of terminology. You saying I want to make $100,000 a year, it's pig Latin to the universe. It has no idea what you're saying, right? I remember I had, this was back in 2009 or 10 or whatever, I had a vision board, right? Now, on my vision board, I had a picture of a Benz, white Benz. I had a picture of downtown Dubai, and I had a picture of, I think it was a check for $20,000 or cash or something, but it had $20,000 up there, right? And this is what I wanted to manifest. This is what I thought I was telling the universe I wanted to manifest. And those things sit on my vision board for years. They were collecting dust, right? It wasn't until I understood how to speak the universal language is when these things start coming to be, right? So when I ask someone, what does success look like? I'm not asking what you want to make per year. I'm asking really, what does it look like? Like what are the type things you want to be doing, right? And for me, the question I had to ask myself is, what do I want life to look like? And I said, I want to be able to, do certain things for my mom. I want to be able to, go certain places. I want to be able to, buy certain things, live in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? Because these things are easier to translate to emotion. You know what I'm saying? When I close my eyes and I look at $20,000 sitting on a table, that does nothing for me. It did nothing for me back then. But when I closed my eyes and I pictured myself, bringing my mom bags on holidays or being able to move to certain areas or drive certain cars, when I close my eyes and think about this in the first person, I'm telling you, something stirred up on the inside of me. And that's that emotional power. Now, once that emotional power is poured over to the spirit world, that's when this world begins to come to be. But I'm telling you, as long as these thoughts just stay in your mind and you're just living your life with these thoughts, I'm telling you, you're pretty much still just looking in the mirror, waiting on the mirror to do something. These thoughts have to have emotional energy tied to them. Now, this last thing is acting as if, right? And I go into depth on this, in the recipe. Make sure you check the recipe out. It'll be on sale probably for the rest of the year. But when I say act as if, let me say this. When a lot of people say act as if, they follow that up by saying, fake it till you make it, and all these type comments. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about go out here and do certain things and move certain ways, spend certain types of money, to portray this image in hopes that this life will come into fruition. No, what I'm talking about, when I say act as if, it all starts, it's on the inside, brothers. It's on the inside. For example, when a brother says he's making, 50K a year, and now he wants to make 150K a year, let's not even talk about the external factors. Let's focus on what goes on the inside of this man. Picture a man just walking through the mall strolling, at 50K per year, right? Now picture that same man strolling through the same mall, but now he's a 150,000 per year type man. Everything about this man, the way he swings his arm, the way he walks, his swag, every single thing about that man is going to change. When I say act as if, that's what I'm talking about, guys. I'm saying once that inside changes, once that walk changes, once the way you talk to people and interact with everybody changes, that's when that world will start to change. Because true change happens on the inside, right? You have to understand that when you act as if, life is going to start to happen, right? And this is what I tell people all the time, right? I say, when I want to focus on, hitting a certain goal or whatever, and I'll incorporate that or those goals into my meditation and all that stuff. I said, man, after so many days, maybe a week or so at most, I said, man, these thoughts slowly start to fade away from my meditation. And for a while, I was telling myself, I said, well, maybe that's not what I want. I said, well, maybe that's not the person I want to be. So it's starting to fade off a little bit, right? But what was happening was I was becoming that person. And after about a week of meditating on it, after about a week and some days, I had became that person, right? So the thing is, if I am that person, then what does it look like for me to go and meditate on a certain thing if I am that? You know what I'm saying? So when I say act as if, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about becoming a thing, right? For example, again, going back to the same scenario, if you're a guy making 50, you want to make 150K, after so much time, that desire should fall away. If you're still desiring to make 150K after a couple of weeks, a couple of months, brothers, you're doing something wrong. When the Bible says, that a man shall not want, that's partially what it's saying. Because to still want a thing is to really tell God that you don't have a thing, right? So once you started moving in a certain way, once you start conducting yourself in a certain way, once you start walking and talking in different, brother, I'm telling you that life is going to come see you, man. Once you act as if, I'm telling you, man, God is about to show his ass.